Hey, BougieGang, what's going on? It's Friday Eve, guys. What? It's Friday Eve. Who got here first? Anime. Print Fires. Hey, Nesto's handy girl. And I got some jewels. I got some jewels already. I got some sparkles. And is it Uncle Alert? Okay, thank you. They need to put an auntie alert, okay? Girl, they need to do a big sis alert. What's going on? Hey, everybody. Y'all, thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, y'all. What's going on? Okay, y'all, I was about to clap my hands, but I realized my mic was going to be in the way. We have a lot going on. Okay, we have a lot going on, and there's a lot I want to talk to you guys about. I feel like I'm in a corner. Hold on. How did I feel like I'm in a corner? Hold on. My bad. Is this better? Yes, much better because I'm not off to the side. Okay. Hey, everybody. What's going on? You know what it is too? I needed to go into the bedroom to go get my real glasses. These are like computer glasses, so forgive me. I have on my Sonyas today. I have on my cheaters. Okay, I'm wearing cheaters. Don't talk about me. Boom. Look at 27 months. My God. Thank you so much, 58 Diva Girl. I appreciate you. Let me also say, Leos, happy birthday, Leos. Happy birthday. Is it still, oh, girl, is it still Leo season? TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. Okay. Hey, Leo season. Hey, y'all. Is it still Leo season out here? Yes, it is. It is. No, I'm just joking. T baby, thank you, boo. Is it Tarla Reed? Okay, Tarla, how are you? Nice. I love that, Tarla. That's pretty. I hope I said it right, but I think I did. Anna Mae has been with us for 5 months. You didn't make a mistake in making that decision. I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate the months of support towards this very important work that we do here, okay? Because we like to talk the news with just, a little bit of tea. You know what I mean? Like, it's not all tea, but, we do our own style, okay? Of getting caught up on the news of the day. Okay. You love it. We love you here. Okay. Mwah. We love you here. 30 Jules. Thank you. Us seniors need love too. I appreciate it. Thank you, hun. Tarla, 22 months. Okay. Thank you so much, babe. I appreciate you. Floating hearts. Thank you, babe. I'm bossy. Okay. Okay. With the blonde hair. Yes. 30 months. Bossy 21. Belladonna. Thank you, boo. Thank you for my jewels. Oh, our friend. Yes. Petty Garden Girl. And our friend, T. Collins. Hey, girl. Hi, boo. How are you? Thank you. Thank you, hun. Thank you. Okay, y'all, all this girl, the gang's all here. The gang is all here. What is going on? Scorpio Queen. And whoever's not here, when you come on the replay, just comment down below. Let us know you were here. Some of y'all are making your bags. Some of you are in meetings. Some of you have your earplugs in, driving, doing what you're supposed to be doing, and that's what I'm here for. Okay, so don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Just get in where you can fit in. And hey, boo boo, hey, Keonce. 30 months. We are like in very long relationships here. Oh my God. There's relationship, like romances that don't last as long as these friendships. Okay, as long as BougieGang is tight. Okay. Thank you so much, you guys. I love you guys. Y'all, I got some news for you. Okay. Y'all, if you guys knew how long I was stressing, I'd put a whole different thing together. And I was like, you know what? We're not going to do that. We're not doing that today. You know what I'm saying? It was just, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It was going to be. So I was just, I was like, we're not doing that. And I had to scrap it. And I said, let's talk some scammers. Let's talk scams. Let's talk some thieving. We're not going to talk death and murder and all the things. We'll get into that on maybe tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, girl, yes, folk on the clock. Y'all got to make them bags so you guys can go, you know what I'm saying? Do what y'all do. Okay. It's very important. So that's what I'm here for. Okay. That's my assignment. Okay. Jay Blake, everybody. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? Betty Boop, Jane, Esta Esponita, Blue Sapphire. Hopefully I didn't skip over anybody. Nesto's Handy Girl. Those were our 1, 2, 3 first. 1, 2, 3 gang stars, period. Okay. Y'all, 2 more weeks till back to school. Hold on, let me get my calendar. Where's the calendar? I know I printed it off. Oh, here it is. Baby. Hold on. I know you guys are like, Fran, you're so organized. Okay. If that's what you think. Is the 25th the first day of school? I feel like we did this already, but yep. Okay. Did I tell you guys Farrah had her first match and the other team forfeited? So technically they all have wins. Isn't that awesome? She has her first win and they didn't have to do anything but show up. See, when you stay ready, hello? When you stay ready, you don't have to get wins however they come. Don't you? She's like, well, technically we have a win. I was like, that's not technically anything. It's a win. We take them how we get them. Okay, girl, period. That's it. That's all. We going to take them. Okay. That's a word. Okay. All right. We're going to take them how they come. And if they come easy, guess what? Y'all showed up and the other team didn't. Okay. So boom. All right. So yeah, they are 1-0. I guess that would be, yeah, win already. A win is a win, period. They showed up and the other team did not. Only me. Thank you so much, hon. Mwah, 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 mwah. You guys, thank you so much, y'all. Okay, I have something. It's gonna sound gossipy, but it's news. Okay, we're just doing the news. Y'all, guess who made it to the Illinois Department of Corrections? What? If you are at work right now, do not think about stealing from them folks. Okay. If you are at work right now, please don't. I don't have to say this to BougieGang. So if you are new here, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. Make sure your notifications are set and hit the thumbs up. Okay. This is a case we have been following for a very long time. This lady, her name is Paashion Mhoon. She is from DeKalb. No, she's from DeKalb. I think they say DeKalb. Any of my Georgia people, it's not DeKalb County, Georgia. It's DeKalb, Illinois. Okay. DeKalb City and DeKalb County. I think that's how they say it. If it's DeKalb, baby, good. If it's DeKalb, it's DeKalb. I was corrected a couple of different ways. I just know when in New York, we say DeKalb Avenue. They say DeKalb, like a kind of a little bit of a little L. So down here, it's like, no, it's DeKalb. Like, can you call me DeKalb? Type of thing. Anyway, this is where ma'am is from. She was over there to the pallet company. And ma'am stole over about 7 years, $1.9 million. And she went viral. Well, the dash cam video, the body cam of the officers who came and served the warrants, arrested her, and all of the things. Because once they got in the house, this was a whole entire hoarder. And basically, it looked like she spent that $1.9 million in Amazon. She had some designer bags up in there, but it was hard to see everything because it was so much shit. It was so much stuff. It was insane. It was insanity. Like, it was a lot. The basement was kind of a little clean. I wouldn't say clean, but let's say the basement wasn't as cluttered. But the whole entire house was a fucking mess. Okay? It was awful. All right? Her name is Paashion Mhoon. She worked at this pallet company for, let's just say, right around a decade. And she was the payroll accounts payable clerk. And she was helping herself to the company's money. And she basically stole what they say in the sum between using company credit cards, ordering things, cutting herself additional paychecks, cutting herself paychecks for like $50,000, doing expenditure remittances for large sums of money. They had gotten a forensic accountant in there. I don't know if it was because of her or just because we should be making more money, or it's like a slow bleed of money that we feel like we should have made over the years, but we didn't. They got a forensic accountant in there and realized that this woman was siphoning money. And isn't that how it happens? So anyway, this is, and y'all can't really see it very well. I should, let me see if I can go to the, back to, hold on, let me go here. Let me show this instead. Hold on. All right. So we've seen that. Y'all, I am not, this is for informational purposes and I am not trying to be funny. We saw ma'am. She, you know, girl. Okay. Justin's mom. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all always, I can always count on y'all to, you know, help me out with the uncomfortable things. Okay. Thank you. You said spend that shit. Okay. Baby, hold on. Let me go back. I love you guys. You guys like truly are my people. Because baby, y'all saw exactly. Ma'am is, I think she's 5'5" and brown eyes and born in 1990. Let me make it even bigger. Okay, there we go. Okay. Y'all, do you think her husband is going to wait for her? Look at her projected parole date. Baby, it's 2026. The man was on the way to divorcing her, like, I think 6 months after she got arrested. So she got arrested. She was out on release. I think she had a $5,000 bond, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. Maybe it was a $50,000 bond. She was out on $5,000. She was out for a couple of years because she got arrested. Maybe she spent 2-3 days in jail. I think she has 1 or 2 days credit time served. So she spent the bulk of her time home. Okay. I don't know if he enjoyed the money. He had his own company. He was doing his own thing. You know what? I feel like I read some of the police report to you guys. If you guys want to circle back and talk about it again, we can. I don't know that we ever went through it like the 277 Nesto document. But DeKalb had like a series of incident reports where they talk to a lot of people, the people from the pallet company, they talk to the husband, like all the interviews. It was a lot. I feel like we talked about some of it, but we didn't get in depth. I think we were probably supposed to circle back and we just never did. Um, he had his own kind of like, let's just, what do they call it when you do like a drop shipper? Let's say he's like a drop shipper with like a Sprinter or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to be on. This is what I would say. If we, I think if the people of Illinois had a feeling that Sir had any, that he had any culpability, he was in cahoots with ma'am, then I would not be surprised if he were in the can with her, right? And he's not. So I'm assuming everything. It's almost like Phaedra and Apollo. You know, they were living in the same house. I know people feel like, well, how did Phaedra not know? Well, they didn't have anything to prove it, right? He has his own company. He makes his own money. Allegedly, according to him, he was paying all the bills. Go figure. Okay, and I'm not trying to be fun. I mean, there are men that do pay bills and take care of households. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on a second. Let me. Okay. All right. Okay. Boss is done. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I think the people of Illinois, if they felt that he was with the shits with his wife, they probably would have took him too. But can you imagine your wife is doing all of those shenanigans and you're like, but you only make $40,000. What are you doing? And then there's no credit card bills. You know what I mean? Because that she was making like $50,000 and she had a house full of shit. So I don't know. On top of that, she has a $1.9 million restitution to pay as well. And the funny thing is, when I looked at the docket, girl, they took that $5,000 and credited her $5,000. Do you imagine owing someone almost $2 million and you get a $5,000 credit? I was like, I don't know if that's supposed to be funny or okay, girl, you just took $5,000 off your debt, but baby, that's a lot of money to owe. And I mean, $5,000. Okay. Yeah, I remember us going over this slightly. He filed for divorce and then somehow it got canceled and I guess they decided to stay together, you know. I don't know. We don't know the story, girl. I'm tempted. You know how they say sometimes you can get in contact with somebody and sometimes they'll talk to you, sometimes they won't. I don't know. I mean, she got a lot of time on her hands. Ma'am is going to be in there for a long time. Hold on. Ma'am is going to be in there. Her projected release date is 2038. Her projected parole. So she's eligible for parole in 38. Her discharge date is 2040. She got 25 years. And if she does the 12 and a half as she's supposed to, she could be eligible for parole in October of 2038. And damn, that's like, damn, girl. And then I guess her max is 2040. So what is that? 14 years maybe? I don't even know. 13 and a half. No, 14. Yeah, 13. So if that's 12 and a half, then that would be 14 years. So I guess 14 is her max. She'll max out at 14. Baby, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like if I look, I don't even want to put myself in that headspace. I'm just going to talk out the side of my mouth at this moment. if I were to have ever done something like that, baby, that $1.9 million would have had to have been worth it, not a bunch of damn brown paper packages and a whole bunch of shit stacked 6 foot high in my living room, my dining room, my kitchen. There probably was damn mice and roaches in there, just from a standpoint of there was absolutely no room to breathe. It was a hoarder's house all the way to the kitchen. And you know how people exaggerate, like, oh, it was some hoarders up in there. It was a hoarder situation. And it was all, it's like when you see an episode of Hoarders, but they were hoarding like Home Shopping Network. She was one of those. So it wasn't necessarily like the hoarding of um garbage. It wasn't hoarding garbage and unsanitary things or toilets flowing over. It wasn't like that. It was, bitch, what the fuck are you ordering? What are you ordering? It was like she was an Amazon hoarder. All kinds of clothes and bags and shoes and just all kinds of shit all over the place. It was like a warehouse blew up in the house. So just like, let's say you had just everything fell off the shelves. Like if you had an earthquake and everything fell off the shelves, you have shelves 10 feet high and everything fell. And now the piles are 6 feet high of just boxes and goods and things of that nature. It's just an awful mess. So it's like, when was the $1.9 million fun and worth it? Because I can't imagine at the point when they arrested her, was it worth it then? Because the house looked miserable. The house looked miserable. You were not fly. We didn't see anything amazing in the driveway. The house was a mess. And the weave was all like, it just wasn't giving $1.9 million. It just wasn't giving, like, girl, you stole $2 million from work? Where? It was a lot. It was awful. It was awful. I wish I had her mugshot pulled up. The mugshot, she looked like, because keep in mind when they arrested her, she was in the little small county where she lives in, like a little small town. She was in their jail for like literally 2 days. And then she spent all of this time, like maybe 3 years, because I think this happened in like 22 or 23. She spent all that time at home. She wasn't even, I don't think she was even on house arrest. She was just, she was on pretrial release. And anyway, girl, I don't know if she even knew that they were going to do her like this. How did she look, girl? Let me see if I can find the picture. I showed it to you guys in members. Another reason to join members. Hold on a second. Let me see. Where all my scamming ass? No, I'm just I'm not kidding. Let's see. Girl. Y'all might not be able to see it. Let me see if I hold it up. And see how one of her eyes like, girl. I'll post it. I'll post it. But I haven't seen, I looked, there was like a DeKalb, like little local newspaper type thing, and I haven't heard anybody talk about this because this story was viral. This story was viral, but the interesting stories, we got to see how they turn out. So again, she's gonna be in jail for a long time. Y'all, hold on a second. 25 years. Can you believe it? 25 years. And by the grace of God, guess what? She doesn't have to do all of it, right? And I'm not saying by the grace of God as far as I'm concerned, but for her, she's lucky. She doesn't even have to do the whole thing because my God, what would 25 years from today be? A long damn time. Was that 2051? Baby, she should be on her knees every day praising God that her release date isn't damn 2051. Okay? Because she'll never see her kid again. She got a little kid. But I mean, she should have thought about that. I mean, I don't know. To me personally, if she had a hoarding addiction, she should have spent some time in some psychiatric care, getting treatment for hoarding and this urge to steal. I don't know, something that would have been favorable to the judge to maybe have some leniency on her. And I can't say that that didn't happen because obviously I wasn't there for the trial. It wasn't published, it wasn't publicized. It wasn't on Law and Crime or Court TV, or none of our local bloggers covered it. That was, to me, I'm sorry, that was a miss. Anybody who was in Illinois who does this, that would have been a nice 3 afternoons, because this was a good story. And I'm sure the testimony was interesting. It had to be, because from the way what I read as far as the coverage was concerned of the trial, they dragged her ass. They dragged her ass for 3 days. Okay. Anyway, okay. Girl, she's 300. Y'all, hold on. She's 351 pounds. That's how much she weighed in at when she was processed. This might be good for her as far as, I don't know if she'll be able to maintain that type of weight in prison. When I saw that, I was kind of shocked. I didn't know that we knew she was large, but we didn't know she was that big. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see if I can pull up the video. Well, oh man, I'm pulling it up wrong. Hold on. I need to open it up in Chrome. Open in. Oh, I know what to do. Let me see. Just for you guys who have not seen this, so you can get like a little visual. Let's see. Okay, there's that day. Can y'all see? Okay. Let's see.
Are safe first, and that no one's in here. I know you're not a nefarious person. You're not a bad person. All right. But some people.
Okay. Maybe he meant to say you're not a dangerous person. She stole $2 million from the local pallet company. Okay. So this was May 25th, 2023. And this is when the cops came to her house.
People are when we do this. So we have to just prepare for that and make sure everything's cool, and then we'll talk. Okay. We have a large home, so it's going to take a little bit. Okay.
All right, I feel like I posted most of this body cam. Maybe I didn't post the raw footage. If you guys want me to post the raw footage, I will. But we've just been trying to keep up on this since it happened, because baby, it was shocking. You can get a sneak peek of the inside of the house just from her standing in the doorway. I would have been so freaking embarrassed. Oh my God, this is awful. Oh, are we not going to see the inside of that? This might not be the video for the inside of the house. Maybe this is the officer that stayed outside the whole time. Okay, girl, look at this mess. Look at this nightmare. And then there were like 6 dogs in the kitchen in kennels. Somebody, I don't know who did this, but somebody, it couldn't have been her birthday because her birthday was in February, but maybe it's old. Somebody had the nerve to, oh, Mother's Day. Look at that, y'all. I thought those were happy birthday balloons. That man bought her flowers and balloons in that mess. My God. Girl, I'm gonna just go on a limb and say I wouldn't have got any flowers and balloons on with the house like that. I wouldn't have got no flowers and balloons. No, ma'am. I don't know. I don't think so. Look at the house. Look at it, y'all. Do you see this? Would your boo thing have bought you flowers and balloons for Mother's Day? How can you get a Mother's Day gift and this is what you have for your kid to enjoy? Everybody's house is not perfect. Don't get me wrong, but if this is all her doing this and it's not the husband and it's obviously not a 2 or 3-year-old cuz the kid was in daycare, come on now. The best Mother's Day gift would have been to have brought a damn I don't even know, a dumpster to the house and get rid of that shit. Okay? Isn't it awful? You know there's got to be all kinds of bugs and stuff in there with that type of stuff. There's gotta be. Look at the clothes. Clothes every wait till they go upstairs and there's clothes hanging off the rails, everything. It's awful. Um, hold on. Look at this. Look at the clothes hanging off the rails. Look at this box of Mayel hair products. Do you see that? She has a case of Mayel. Do you see this down here? The nerve. When Mayel was still Mayel, right? She probably had the good rosemary and mint. I love that stuff. Before they sold out to whatever company they sold to. Girl, look at this shit. Look at a plate of food right there on the thing. This is awful. It's just all over the house. It's disgusting. Mm. She got a nerve to have a bottle of Febreze. Was the air conditioner not working? Look. You see how they have this air filtration thing right here? And then they have some sort of a hose going outside. That house was probably messed up. Their house was probably messed up. The HVAC. How do you have non-working HVAC, but you stole $1 million, almost $2 million? You got all that cash and you can't get your HVAC working properly? Ridiculous. Anyway, look, this is another scammer busted. Ma'am got 25 years. Ma'am got 25 years. She just made it to the Illinois Department of Corrections. Crime does not pay. The house is disgusting. It's a burden. Look at, she stole all that money. She squandered all that money on foolishness. And it wouldn't have mattered what she spent it on because it wasn't her money anyway. But at the end of the day, it was more of a curse. It was more of a curse. and now she is going to be separated from probably not even her husband anymore. She's separated from the man was almost going to divorce her at one time, and then they canceled it. But she's going to have 12 years that she's going to be separated from her children and from her husband if it survives the length of time that she's going to have to
phone on you right now, so
be in the penitentiary. Let's look at when they first opened up the door, and then we'll move to something else. Because
police search warrant. She's coming. Yep, she's coming.
Can I not get my purse or anything?
No. You have to go out with them. Thank you.
You know, my dog's ears are supersonic, so even though I have the sound in my headphones, they can hear the dogs, and it's driving them crazy.
Stay with I'm gonna hang out with you, okay?
Can you please explain to me what's going on?
Yep.
Girl, you stole $1.9 million from your job. You know what's going on.
Search warrant for your house. Okay. I have an officer that's gonna talk to you once we make sure that everything's safe in here. Okay. All right. There's no one else home. There's no kids home. Anything like that.
No, but
Is your husband home or is he?
No.
Working? Okay.
Can I call my lawyer at least? Like,
Yep, you can do that. Okay. But we're gonna work on it. Okay?
so I have to wait until you guys give me my phone.
Yes. There's a search warrant signed by a judge that says that we will be searching your house. Okay.
My lawyer said I shouldn't open the door or do anything or tell you guys to contact them first. So that's
That was the interesting thing to me when she said that. My lawyer said I shouldn't do anything. You heard what she just said. She said my lawyer, but she said she wanted to call her lawyer.
Okay.
When were you talking to your lawyer and they were, because like, I don't know who's talking to their lawyer on a regular basis that's innocent or not in any sort of situation where they need legal advice. So it sounded like she was talking to the lawyer recently. So maybe she was alerted that she was going to be arrested. She had to, like, it just seems like she knew something was coming. Because also, according to the police reports, she had just been sent home from work. So not this day, but let's just say it's the 25th. Let's just say, and I may have the date, the actual number dates wrong, but let's just say the 22nd. She had been, they started the forensic exam on the files at the office. And almost immediately, the forensic accountant noted that there was something wrong. So maybe like that afternoon or the following morning, they went ahead and sent her home. And on a couple of paid days off because they didn't know what was going on, and they were advised for her to not have computer access anymore and like basically just clock out. But you know, they couldn't fire her at that moment because they didn't have proof. So they just told her to take a couple of days off paid from work. And then I think she went back in. So by the time they're arresting her, she would have already been fired. They called her to fire her and told her to come in, and then she never showed up. And when she didn't show up for the meeting, I think they were probably going to arrest her at the job. She didn't show up 2 times for meetings with HR. And then that's when the sheriffs came out to her house.
my lawyer said I shouldn't open the door or do anything or tell you guys to contact them first. So that's not
If you didn't open the door, I would have broke it down. Okay? So you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. I've got a search warrant signed by a judge. It's not like I asked to come in. I got an order to come in by the judge.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, that's Paashion. Paashion just made it to the Logan Correctional Center. It's a reception center, and ma'am isn't getting out until she's eligible in 2038, and she times out in April of 2040. Okay. Don't steal from work. Well, keep in mind, she had been up to the shits for like 8-9 years. She was with the company almost 10 years, and she was doing it almost from the beginning. So I wouldn't say they were on it. I think they became aware that there was a problem. Like, she was slowly stealing. So, yeah, I mean, look at it this way. Even at like 8 years, $1.9 million, she was stealing roughly 150 to 200K, maybe more, maybe $250,000 a year. So let's just say every month about 20K. When you reduce it down a little bit and you've got a company that's making money, 20K a month might not seem like a lot when it's a company that's making millions of dollars. Maybe not even like a Coca-Cola, but let's just say a company that makes $5-6 million a year, still considered almost a small business, not by our standards of a small business, but a business with 100 employees. They're making money. They've got good clients. They pay their bills, all of those things. She was stealing probably 20 to 25,000 a month, and she was cutting herself checks and all of those things. I would have been astounded to find out that, oh shit, it totaled almost damn $2 million. There's no price tag on freedom, but just to see how she was living, it's like, sis, was it worth it? It's never worth it, in my opinion. It's never worth it. Absolutely not. There's no amount of this today that a trip to Louis Vuitton or Chanel or a trip to Barbados or a trip to Paris would have been worth, when number one, you stole it because that's not a flex, and number two, in the future you is going to be sitting at the Logan Correctional Center. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you enjoy those things when future you knows that you're going to be in the penitentiary? And also, you really didn't earn it. You didn't earn it. You're not being gifted it. You stole it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not cute. Does she have to pay restitution? Yes, $1.9 million. They gave her $5,000 credit for her bond money that was returned. The fact that she stood there. Do you know what? Let me tell you something else. I think the fact that she made them take her to court, I think it's possible. And I didn't have this. I actually called the DA to get the final disposition and had a very short conversation. But this is what I think. Had she not dragged this out for 3 years and knew good and well that they forensically, all of the things, packages going to her house, her on video at the bank, her signature forging other people's, her handwriting forging her boss, who was the CFO, all of the things, all of the evidence. Had she just pled guilty, she probably would have got 12 and a half years or in that neighborhood and would have done 50% of that. So she could have almost been done. Had she copped to something a year or two ago and didn't have to be dragged for 3 days, and they had to do the whole dog and pony show, bring everybody to court, bring all of the accountants, play all the video, you know what I'm saying? Drag your ass. She might not have gotten, sometimes, let's just be honest, sometimes the reason why people get a deal is because you did it and we know you did it, right? Now, that's not everybody. Some people are innocent, and we're not talking about them right now. We're talking about people who know that they know that they know, right? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people get a deal because You didn't make us have to bring all this shit downtown. You didn't make us have to get all these people here. You didn't make us have to do this, that, and the third, all of the things. But yeah, on top of all of that, you guys, because she was born in 1990, so that makes her what, 36? She'll get out at about 48. Her earning potential to make $2 million, unless she comes out with a hell of a story, which I don't even know if they're going to put one of those that she can't profit from this story type things on her. And we don't know who's going to buy it anyway. Some people are interested in some stories and some people are not. We don't really know. I'm just going to say, from the average working woman at 48 years old, your earning potential to make $2 million. She's not a lawyer. She's not a doctor. She's not some sort of highly skilled engineer, innovator. We don't know what her future holds, but I'm just saying the average person, maybe she's going to be in the shits with these people for the rest of her life. It's going to be like Sophia. Okay. She going to owe these people for the rest of her damn life. $2 million. Well, this was her. This is her now. She just made it. And this was her the day she got arrested. Okay. We can come back through this again. I feel like this story really doesn't get old. But yeah, the pallet company is still in business. Someone asked me, is the pallet company still in business? And they are. Girl, her LinkedIn, if you look her up on LinkedIn, her LinkedIn is not updated. She still has herself working at the pallet company. Girl, all this time that you had to update your LinkedIn and she did not. Okay. But yeah. Anywho, okay, let's get up off of this. I meant to give you, I've been waiting for this update because I wanted to see when she got to Illinois Department of Corrections. And I've been checking like every week since she was sentenced, which was almost a month ago. And she just, because I feel like I checked it last week and she wasn't there yet. So anyway, yes, Paashion Mhoon made it. She got a lot of time on her hands. I don't think anybody's feeling sorry for her. Maybe her husband and her kids, but baby, pride comes before the fall. Okay, Keonce, coming through with them words, okay? She dressed like she didn't know she was dressed like she didn't know they were coming. Girl, she had on some clown pants, okay? If you didn't know you were where was your two-piece, sis? You stole $1.9 million. Where was your cute little 1-2? Can you believe it? She was sentenced to 25 years, but in Illinois, I guess for whatever this type of crime is, she's getting 50%. I just feel like, based on, I'm just making an assumption, had she gone in on a guilty, she probably would have saved herself some time. She probably would have saved herself a lot of time. She's lucky that she's not having to do 25 years because, girl, the couple in Texas, what's their names? LaShonda and Marlon. Baby, LaShonda and Marlon, they got a long time. They got a long time. Long time. Okay? Right now, it is not the time for scammers. Scammers are is no bueno. Okay, let's pivot, guys. Let's pivot. All right. This story, okay. This next, let's do this one first because this one's short. This one's a shorty. So let me just preface with this. I contacted Roswell Police Department to get the actual warrants so we can read the narrative of like what exactly happened. Hopefully they'll get them back to me by tomorrow. I checked my email before we went live and I didn't have anything back yet. Let me see. Let me just double check. All right, I checked Roswell and no, nothing back yet. So maybe we'll have it tomorrow for these police reports. Let's get into it. Okay. Let me take this off my screen because baby, this is going to slow us down. Okay. Close that out. All right.
Who claimed to be a police officer and a
Oh,
pastor.
wait, my bad. Okay, here we go.
A woman says a man who claimed to be a police officer and a pastor stole $60,000 from her. Fulton County Jail records show real police booked the suspect this morning on multiple charges, including felony impersonating a police officer, fraud, and theft. Channel 2's Michael Seiden, live outside Roswell Police Headquarters. So, Michael, you spoke.
You know Roswell. You know if you're going to be anywhere in Fulton County trying to run a scam, baby, would you please stay out of Natalie? What's her name? Detective Natalie. She got a promotion off of me and Tim Lupo's area, please, because those people are not playing with some scammers. You need to stay, like, if you're a scammer, stay out of Roswell.
Exclusively with the woman who police say helped expose him.
Yeah, George, and that woman who filed the complaint, she came here to the Roswell Police Department. She told me that this guy claimed to be a police officer. She says he wore a badge, carried a gun, posted videos that appeared to show him alongside real officers. But when she finally started asking questions, she says his story quickly began to unravel.
They told me it's all love.
On social media, Christopher Guillaume appears to serve his community as a cop and a pastor. But Roswell police say the 31-year-old was living a lie. Guillaume is now in the Fulton County.
I just want to know where he got a police car to go sit in. Like, was that just a video? They said, okay, let me be quiet.
Jail, accused of impersonating a police officer and
I gotta find his social
who
media.
says she once believed he wanted to marry her.
He comes off as like a very smart man and just the
Miss
way he
Kwan.
carries himself.
Shaquanvia Jones, a single mother of 4, Army veteran and aspiring nurse, says she met Guillaume in 2023. By February of this year, she says he was talking about marriage and telling her he was a Jonesboro police officer.
Girl, another Nesto. Girl, you've got military benefits and she probably has a good job. She might have gotten she could be an engineer for all we know. We don't, girl. He was trying to get you because he thought you wanted a man and I don't know. You know, I mean, just a big liar.
I saw his police videos and I saw him with other police officers.
Jones says when her SUV developed transmission problems, Guillaume offered to pay off the roughly $46,000 loan so she could focus on nursing school. She says she initially refused, but he insisted. Then came the notices from the bank showing the payment had been rejected. That's when Jones started digging into the man she thought she knew.
So I had a friend that worked in law enforcement. He was like, Juan, he's never been a cop. Like, my heart sank.
According to an arrest affidavit, Roswell police contacted Jonesboro police.
Y'all, we got to look him up on, was that Instagram or is that Facebook? It says Christopher McMillan. Look. See that? Oh, Christopher with a K. Y'all, we need to look him up. Hold on. All right, I'll see if I can find him.
According to an arrest affidavit, Roswell police contacted Jonesboro police, who confirmed Guillaume never worked there. The warrant also states he had previously gone on a ride-along with the department and later stole an officer's badge. Jones sent us this photo showing Guillaume wearing that badge. Jones says she confronted him in late May and he disappeared. Now she believes she may not be the only woman he targeted.
Y'all, I just pulled up his Instagram. Wait, y'all gonna fall out. Y'all, he is in full robes and everything. Did you see him doing a praise dance with the police car? Baby, no.
He's done this to 12 other women based
Not
off of what his
12.
brother said. I'm not the only one.
Channel 2's Michael Seiden back with us live from Roswell. So, Michael, you talked about the whole police impersonation thing. What about the claim that he was a pastor?
Roswell.
Yeah, George Jones says that not only did she call a number of churches that he claimed he preached at, she also went online when he claimed that he was preaching on Sundays. She said she could never find video, and none of the other churches had ever even heard of him.
A lot left to this one. Michael Seiden live for us in Roswell. Thank you. Let's get more details now on how to tell if a real or fake police officers trying to pull you over. The easiest way to spot an impersonator is a fake cop car. If a car looks older, not in good running condition, that's a sign. And when it's dark outside, get this, look for reflective decals on the side, on the hood.
Girl, this is my advice to the ladies. Stay home. Stay home. And stay home. Just stay home. Hold on a second. Let me get Instagram pulled up. Y'all are going to keekle and cackle on this one. I didn't even look this up. Hold on. I just now found it. A mess. Certified. This guy is a clown. One thing, did you hear what he had on his page? One thing that you gotta remember, one monkey don't stop no show. You gotta keep on rolling. You gotta keep on okay, let's see. But his last name is Guillaume, I think. According to the police report, so this is like his fake identity right here. Y'all, check this out. Look at Sir. Look at Sir. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be your slave, just as the Son of Man did not come to be. Y'all, this fake pastor. This guy is was he over there at the church preaching for real? I wonder what church he was over there. Girl, they got fake bishops and everything. Who is this lady? Unbelievable. It's the fake cop too. Where's his cop? Where's his oh, here we go with the police, the law enforcement stuff. Hold on. That was getting ready to be next. So this must be his scamming page. I wonder, was he out here riding around trying to give out tickets and stopping people and all that foolishness? Can you believe that? Anyway, I reached out to Roswell Police Department to get a copy of the police reports and the warrants. So hopefully I will have those maybe tomorrow.
A dog with a cat or a dog would go to. A 6-year-old hoe wouldn't go to no Buzzard Club.
Y'all, my bad. Okay, let me find where I'm supposed to be. Okay, so that was Christopher Guillaume, another new addition to Fulton County, locked up. And Sir is out here pretending to be a police officer. He's pretending to be a pastor. According to Ma'am, she's heard that he's done this to 16 other women. Girl, just a whole entire mess. Just a whole mess. Okay. Just beware and be careful because it's scamming season out here. Okay. Let's go to our next story. Okay. Are we back on? Okay. Let's see. This one's out of New York, guys. Okay. You guys may have seen this already. I have a few queued up. I should just go to my queue, but let's just do this one first. So Jennifer Lackard she was a police commissioner in Mount Vernon, New York, and so Westchester County, and her son was over there in the Bronx. This is what's been alleged, is that she and her husband drove their son Chase. So Jennifer and James drove Chase over down there to the Bronx, the main Bronx courthouse, and he went and shot at some people, or specifically one person, and they were the getaway car. And there are text messages between mother and son, like, you've got to time it correctly. Basically you'll hear, and then there's also video. They got the whole thing on video.
Criminal courtroom, accused of participating in a wild drive-by shooting outside.
Okay. My bad, y'all. It's like, Jennifer, just
of the very same courthouse. Prosecutors detailing the allegations during the Tuesday afternoon arraignment, telling the court that the June 29th shooting is all captured on surveillance video. Lackard, her husband James, and son Chase are seen leaving their Soundview apartment that morning. Her 20-year-old son is an alleged gang member and had a court appearance for a gun charge that day. But when he arrived, prosecutors say he opened fire outside at rival gang members, accusing Lackard of getting behind the wheel and helping him flee the scene.
Prior to entering to the courthouse, she's in front of this courthouse for about a good approximately 5 minutes.
The city of Mount Vernon issuing a statement saying, effective immediately, the city of Mount Vernon has terminated Jennifer Lackard's employment. The allegations are unrelated to her duties and do not stem from any conduct associated with the department. Lackard appointed Deputy Commissioner of Wellness for the city in 2020 during the George Floyd protest and has been lauded for her advocacy work with reentry programs, serving 2 terms on Community Board 9 in the Bronx. Again this afternoon, Jennifer Lackard pleading not guilty to this indictment. Her attorney did not speak after court, but in court says that the picture painted by prosecutors is completely different than her life and her career. Bail was set at $75,000 and she'll be back in court in September. Reporting live in the Melrose section of the Bronx, Darla Miles, Channel 7 Eyewitness News. 49-year-old Jennifer Lackard.
okay. Hold on one second. All right, let me find where my I hope I didn't lose my whole entire queue.
A now former deputy commissioner.
Okay, just 1 second, guys. I'm doing here. Okay, let's go here. All right, this will show some of the arraignment. And maybe I can find what I'm looking for. She's on Rikers Island right now. So embarrassing. Do you imagine? I mean, if you live, I don't care where you live or where you're from, but definitely if you are from the New York metropolitan area, the last place that you don't want to be is Rikers Island. Nobody wants to go there. Nobody wants to go there. Okay.
Would you please arraign Ms. Lackard? Jennifer Lackard, the Bronx District Attorney's Office has filed an indictment 73184/2026, charging the first conspiracy and second degree, another related charge,
Notices.
Your Honor, the people are serving 250 man for alibi notice. The people are also serving notice pursuant to people v. Mosley. The people are following the court serving on defense counsel a copy of their voluntary disclosure form. Receipt acknowledged.
And do you have a bail application?
Yes, Your Honor. Based on the facts that the people just put forth, the people believe that we have a very strong case. We have video surveillance along with other investigative tools that we believe will show that this defendant acted in concert normally with her son and her husband in shooting of a rival gang member here right outside the courthouse. And in addition to that, Your Honor, this defendant is facing significant time. On the attempted murder count alone, she's facing up to 25 years jail, a minimum of 5 years jail. Your Honor, based on the strength of the people's case, the circumstances in respect to how much jail exposure she has, the people believe that the bail amount of $150,000 cash, $450,000 insurance company bond, and $450,000 partially secure bond at 10% is appropriate in this matter.
Okay. Thank you. Would you like to respond?
Yes, Your Honor. We ask that you release Jennifer Lackard in the wrongful conviction. She denies the charges. She poses no risk of flight, and nothing in her background aligns with the charges which appear before Your Honor. She has lived a law-abiding and hard-working life as a child of the Bronx and the daughter of a former clerk of this court. She has striven for and succeeded at success. She's attended college at the University of Michigan. She got her master's at Cornell. She married. She had 2 boys, the youngest of which is a severely disabled young man suffering from quadriplegic spastic cerebral palsy. And the work of the vehicle that the people describe is meant to accommodate the severity of his disorder. On that note, Ms. Lackard manages his challenges, navigates his challenges, and provides his primary care when he's not in camp or school during the day. So her life circles around the care of her youngest son. Her oldest son, who is a co-defendant or a related defendant in this case, also has challenges, which we will not given the circumstances of this proceeding. Outside the domestic sphere, Judge, Ms. Lackard has.
I was trying to put the sound up, but I think that's as high as it goes. There's nothing, it's not giving anything else. So you gotta it's almost over. I feel like it lasted a little bit longer, but you guys already know she got $75,000 bond. At this moment in time, Thank you so much, Rachel. Thank you for my jewels. Thank you. Thank you for the jewels, guys. You guys are awesome. A woman all times, okay? A woman at all times. Thank you, baby. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, both of you. I appreciate y'all. What was I gonna say? At this moment in time, James, the husband, they said he was like on the run, but James turned himself in and he was arraigned and all of the things as well. I don't have Chase and James arraignments pulled up, but if you want me to track them down, I will. And maybe we'll do it tomorrow. But yes, at that moment in time, James was quote unquote on the run, but James turned himself in. I guess whenever he was notified or he found out what happened to his wife and his son and et cetera, et cetera.
Outside the domestic sphere, Judge, Ms. Lackard has for 20 years dedicated her professional life to the health and healing of impacted communities. Her work with the Mount Vernon Police Department and elsewhere has centered around strategies and therapies for vulnerable populations and healing them. Nothing in her background predicts or confirms this evidence that the people present, and it hardly arises to the level of strength that the people suggest. Thank you.
It's time to get on the road. Stop.
Oh, my bad, y'all. I didn't realize I was on mute. My bad. Let me move me over here. Thank you guys. Sorry. Okay. Mount Vernon deputy police commissioner indicted for attempted murder. She and her husband allegedly drove their son to the Hall of Justice where he allegedly fired shots from the rear driver side window. The rear driver's side. So she can't even say she didn't know because he would have been positioned right behind her like some Boys in the Hood. Remember in Boys in the Hood when the guy in the back seat was out the back of the car, like, okay. Bronx District Attorney Darcel D. Clark today announced that high-ranking official in the Mount Vernon Police Department, her husband and their adult son have been indicted on a slew of charges, including attempted murder, conspiracy, and criminal use of a firearm in connection to a shooting outside the Hall of Justice in June. Just having the gun could give him 20 years. Remember what happened to Shine? 20-year gun, a gun charge in New York City will get you 20 years, period, or longer. District Attorney Clark said these defendants allegedly conspired with each other to drive from their Bronx residence to the Hall of Justice for the purpose of shooting someone. Despite multiple shots being fired, thankfully no one was hit. It is stunning that this public official would jeopardize her position and reputation to be involved in this alleged conspiracy. District Attorney Clark said that defendant Jennifer Lackard, 49, James Lackard, 55, and their son Chase, 20, of Boynton Avenue in the Bronx were arraigned on the following charges: second-degree conspiracy, fourth-degree conspiracy, attempted murder in the second-degree criminal use of a firearm, attempted assault in the first degree, second-degree criminal use of a firearm, 2 counts of second-degree criminal possession of a weapon, first-degree reckless endangerment, 2 counts of attempted assault in the second degree, criminal possession of a firearm, second-degree reckless endangerment, and fourth-degree criminal possession of a weapon. Jennifer was arraigned before Bronx Supreme Court Justice Lawrence Bushing on August 4th, 2026. Bail was set at $75,000, $150,000, $150,000, and $150,000. People requested $150,000, $450,000, and $450,000. Chase was arraigned on August 5th with Judge Bushing. He was remanded, so that means no bond. James Lackard was arraigned before Judge Bushing on August 6th. Bail was set at $150,000, $300,000, and $300,000. With the 72-hour surety, James Lackard was also ordered to surrender his passport. All 3 defendants are due back in court September 25th. Okay. At the time of the shooting, Jennifer was serving as deputy commissioner in Mount Vernon Police Department. According to the investigation, June 29th, 2026, at approximately 11:57 a.m. in the vicinity of 265 East 161st Street in the Bronx at Bronx County Hall of Justice, Chase Lackard allegedly discharged numerous gunshots from a loaded semi-automatic firearm from the rear driver window of a tan Chrysler Pacifica, as his father was in the driver's seat and his mother was in the passenger seat. Okay. Chase Lackard allegedly fired his weapon in the direction of a group of individuals standing in the breezeway of the courthouse. One of the individuals in the group is a reputed member of a rival sex money murder crew. After the shooting, Jennifer Lackard switched from the front passenger seat to the driver's seat of the vehicle as her husband relocated to the passenger seat. Jennifer then drove Chase and James Lackard back to their residence in Boynton Avenue. When Chase Lackard exited the vehicle, he was wearing clothing different from what he was wearing at the courthouse. On August 4th, 2026, a search warrant was executed inside the Lackard residence. During the execution of the warrant, a loaded .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol was recovered from a purse inside Chase Lackard's bedroom. From a purse, maybe a merce, or maybe his mom left her bag in his room. I don't know. However, it does not appear to be the same firearm used on the day of the shooting. The case is being prosecuted by, is it Keturah Ladd, Deputy Bureau Chief of the Violent Crime Enterprise Bureau, Assistant District Attorney Kimberly Gay of the Violent Crime Enterprise Bureau, under the supervision of Newton Mendes, Chief of the Violent Criminal Enterprise Bureau, and under the overall supervision of Denise Kojo, Deputy Chief of Investigations Division, and Wendy Perez Maldonado, Chief of the Investigations Division. District Attorney Clark thanked Supervisor Stephen Russo of the Violent Crime Enterprise Bureau, Trial Preparation Assistant Victor Ortiz, Jonathan Mulhern, Senior Intelligence Analyst and Crime Strategies Bureau, Digital Forensic Analyst Ava Paravati, and a host of others, okay, for their assistance in the case. Girl, let me use that, and a host of many people. District Attorney Clark also thanked NYPD Detective Corey Simpson, Detective Robert Riley, the 44th Precinct, Detective Squad Sean Kern from New York Gun Violence Suppression Division, Court Officer Harvey Parker, Sergeant Joel Romdeen, and Major Eugene P. Hunter of the New York State Courts for their work in this investigation. An indictment is an accusation. The defendant is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Let's go here really quick. We're not going to read through the whole thing, but we're just going to skim. Okay. Is it going to pull up? Okay, here we go. I was like, why is it not pulling up? Okay. Girl, all the charges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like it's like 14 charges. Okay. Count 1. I'm going to skim, guys. Count 1 was the conspiracy in the second degree. Defendants acting in concert with each other on or about June 29th. In the county of the Bronx with the intent to conduct constituting a Class A felony to be performed, did agree with one or more persons to engage in or cause the performance of such conduct in the furtherance of a conspiracy in order to affect the objects thereof. And then count 2. I mean, we just read the summary, but this is actually the indictment. I'm going to have to download it, or I can give you guys, anybody who wants to read this, let me give you guys the link. I'll drop the link in the chat now. It's on Scribd. If you have a Scribe account, you can read. I don't know if you can download or not. It just depends on what your account is. But if you want to read it for yourself, I just dropped the link into the chat. Let's see. We just read the summary from the district attorney's office. And let's see. Count 8. Y'all, it's the scroll. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, so it is a 14 count indictment. I think they said mom, Jennifer, could go up to 20. For her, it could be up to 25 years. For Chase, it probably could be life. You know what I mean? Like, that could be pretty bad. It's a good thing he did not kill anybody. But I'm sure they're not going to go light on these people at all. It's pretty crazy. So, of course, we're going to be keeping our eye on this. You're saying it's civil. Okay. In the Sonia Durham legal books. Yes, it is. Baby, this is awful. Anyway, everyone was sent to Rikers Island, and baby, good luck with that. That is not a good place at all. Okay, let me see. The next thing that we needed to look at, let me see. Hopefully I've got us back on track. Y'all, I set up a whole entire queue and now I can't oh, here it is. Like a little mini playlist. Okay, here we go. All right, let's get here. Okay, let's see. So, DMV area, you're next. There was a huge bust. So, there have been some boosters running around DC, and they made a major dent in the booster game in the past few days. They arrested some people who were responsible for some pretty interesting theft of large sums of retail goods. So let's get into it.
We start tonight with the breakdown. They take what isn't theirs, they drive up prices, and they put stores out of business. We're talking about professional, high-volume shoplifters. Good evening, I'm Scott Booman.
I'm Michelle Marsh, and tonight 6 of them may finally be held accountable for the crimes they're accused of committing. Our Maryland Bureau Chief Brad Bell joins us live from the Prince George's Police Headquarters in Upper Marlboro with this update. And last hour, Brad, you said some of the names on this arrest sheet are familiar to you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. When they put out this list of people today, put their pictures up, I did remember some of those names. I had to look them up, but I had previously done stories on them when they had been arrested previously for high volume shoplifting. And that's part of the story here. The police say these people have been arrested and released over and over again. But this time they think they have a new tool to keep them locked up. It is a new law that allows them to bundle all these charges together. It's a category of crime which has exploded in recent years, and we've shared many of the videos of the caught-on-camera thieves in action, loading up on tools, clothing, whatever they can get their hands on and think they can sell. Now, Prince George's County Police, along with state and federal cops and prosecutors, are alleging this group of 6 is among the worst of the worst involved in organized retail theft.
This was their profession. This is what they do. They go out all day, every day, and steal from different merchants throughout the region, different states, and they resell these items. Sometimes they take orders for these items.
Now they're facing enhanced charges under a new state law which allows prosecutors to link multiple thefts in multiple stores across the region. 3 of them are also facing federal charges.
Today's arrest should send a clear message to those organizations. We will work with our retailers and law enforcement partners to identify you, arrest you, and hold you accountable.
For years in Prince George's County, even high-volume shoplifters targeting a wide range of stores have not been held accountable. Each of the 6 people charged today has been arrested before. In 2023, Kassan Parker, for instance, faced 11 theft charges and was accused of stealing all this merchandise in the Oxon Hill area. But under then State's Attorney Braveboy, his case was never prosecuted. At today's press conference, I asked how things will be different this time.
I know with the implementation of the federal charges, that sends a strong message, but also the higher tier charges that are fairly new to the state of Maryland sends a message as well. We're not going to tolerate it in the state, and we're not going to tolerate it in Prince George's County. We are watching, and we're going to continue to investigate and hold people accountable that are involved in these organized retail thefts.
Yeah, so we asked today where precisely these people had been active, what stores have they been hitting. The police and the authorities would not identify them today, but I can tell you, looking at their past history, it's been all over the place, not just in Prince George's County. One of these suspects was previously accused of stealing $31,000 worth of merchandise at one time from a Lululemon store in Annapolis. A couple of the others were accused of hitting the Queenstown outlets over on the Eastern Shore over and over again. Scott?
Yeah, some staggering figures. But Brad, you mentioned that the priors were there and then the fact that the case wasn't prosecuted. Why should we expect it might be any different this time?
Yeah, that's a good question. And in fact, we're going to have to watch how these individual suspects do move through the system to see if the outcome is in fact different this time. But what we have been told is that previously there would be a charge for a theft over here, nonviolent crime, they stole something. That would be handled individually. And then there would be another one over here. It would be handled individually. And so the charges would be fairly minor and judges would let them go. The hope this time is that by bundling it all together, saying, look, this is part of a much bigger operation. You have to add this, get to an organized crime ring. Plus, with the involvement of the feds now, federal charges, they are hoping that this time some of them stick and these people are taken out of the game, at least for a while. In Upper Marlboro, Brad Bell, 7 News.
Yeah, and those would definitely be important considerations when taking the case out whole. You're right about that. Thank you, Brad. This is not the first kind of shoplifting sting, by the way.
And thank you all for being here today. I want to first thank...
So they did a whole press conference. We'll watch some of it where they talk about what the impact has been and what they've done to try to work on this scamming problem?
Our police chief, George Nader, when he came in as chief here in Prince George's County, came at a very important time for our county. We were transitioning. And what he promised me was that he was going to do his absolute best to ensure that crime was down in every single category and that we would treat violent crime and property crime as equally important, because oftentimes what we see is that property crime can lead to violent crime. And so it was critical for him to put strategies in place to ensure that we were addressing the root causes of those crimes and that we were deterring crime. And to the extent that crime still occurred, that we were sending a very strong message that it will not be tolerated in Prince George's County. And so some people might think of retail theft as a victimless crime, but our chief understood the importance of putting together an organized retail theft task force in the Prince George's County Police Department, headed by Sergeant Wheeler. I also want to thank, and he'll recognize him later, Detective Bowles, who was critical in the case that we will discuss today. So we have a dedicated unit within the police department focused on ensuring that our retailers and our residents are free from theft and crimes that impact our quality of life. It hurts local business owners when retail theft occurs. It drives up the cost of goods, and it puts buyers of potential stolen merchandise in harm's way. And who also understood this was Senator Ron Watson, who represents District 23 here in Prince George's County. He championed legislation that addressed organized retail theft and really put a name, title, and consequences behind this type of crime. Organized retail theft is not simple shoplifting. It is large-scale professional theft carried out by criminal organizations that coordinate theft and then move and launder stolen goods, often through internet social media marketplaces or even at local flea markets to resell for profit. So these are individuals who are trying to make profit off of stolen goods. Today's arrest should send a clear message to those organizations. We will work with our retailers and law enforcement partners to identify you, arrest you, and hold you accountable. I want to thank all of the retailers and shopping center managers who work with our law enforcement officers daily to identify suspects. We will continue targeting organized retail theft to protect our businesses and our communities. I also want to thank all of our law enforcement partners, state, local, federal partners. We're all working together because we recognize that we all have a role to play. Residents and retailers with information about retail theft are encouraged to contact the Prince George's County Police Department, and let today's announcement give you comfort in knowing that we take retail theft seriously, and we will work with our law enforcement partners and our prosecutors at the local and the state and as well as the federal level to hold each and every person accountable. I will now ask our Police Chief George Nader to come to the podium.
Thank you, Madam County Executive and County Executive Brayboy and Deputy Chief Administrative Officer Powell. I want to thank you again for the unwavering support that you give to this organization and me personally. I truly appreciate it. One of the mottos that County Executive says all the time is it's good business to do business in Prince George's County. And the police department believes that as well. But our retailers and our store owners, they have to feel safe in the county and they have to know that they have a voice, and they do. And this case highlights that. So organized retail theft is more than shoplifting. Coordinated theft operations can involve multiple offenders, repeat offenders, resale networks, and connection to other criminal activities. It affects our community safety. Organized theft can involve confrontations, threats of violence, and other public safety concerns for merchants, their staff, customers, and law enforcement. Information sharing matters. Coordination among police departments, retailers, prosecutors, and other partners can help identify organized networks operating across jurisdictions. Yesterday, law enforcement agencies came together to execute 6 simultaneous search warrants in 3 jurisdictions as part of an ongoing federal investigation into organized retail theft. This investigation began in February of 2025 and expanded significantly in February of 2026 with the creation of the Prince George's County Police Department's Organized Retail Theft Unit. What began as an investigation into organized retail theft quickly expanded across multiple states and jurisdictions as the investigation developed. It became clear that there's not one simple aspect of the case. It's not shoplifting. It is not isolated theft. It's organized theft involving individuals connected to broader criminal activity and required a coordinated response from local, state, and federal law enforcement. We tracked thefts in Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, the District of Columbia, and Virginia. To date, the investigation resulted in 3 federal criminal complaints and arrest warrants. That includes charges for conspiracy, transporting stolen goods through interstate, and receiving stolen goods over $5,000, which have crossed state boundaries. 8 state indictments and the issuance of a district court warrant for those individuals include criminal organization, felony theft, organized retail theft, attempt robbery, and conspiracy. 6 individuals are currently in custody directly related to this case, and 1 individual is in custody stemming from the investigation of this case. We do anticipate 5 additional arrests surrounding this case. One point I want to make clear, none of the individuals facing these charges are strangers to law enforcement. They have all had encounters with law enforcement in the past. These are individuals who have previously come to the attention of law enforcement, and their continued involvement in criminal activity demonstrates why investigations like this are so important. During yesterday's execution of a search warrant, investigators recovered 2 kilograms of crack cocaine, 4 ounces of mushrooms, 186 fentanyl pills, 5 ounces.
Crack. It's a RICO. Yeah, it almost feels like the New York was going to be a RICO too with all the conspiracy. I mean, it sounds like state level charges, but it sounds like a lot of these sound like RICOs, right?
Of PCP, almost $6,000.
Wow, they some
US
hardcore
currency,
old school
a
street
Glock
drugs.
semi-automatic handgun, and approximately $20,000 in stolen merchandise from retailers across these jurisdictions and multiple cell phones. The recovery of these drugs and firearms and U.S. currency and the stolen merchandise demonstrate the seriousness and scope of this investigation. And importantly, this operation did not happen in a single jurisdiction. As we said, it spanned across multiple jurisdictions. The executions of these search warrants required precise coordination and involved numerous law enforcement agencies, including the Metropolitan Police Department, Homeland Security and Investigations, the Maryland State Police, Arlington County Police, and numerous specialized units within the Prince George's County Police Department. As this investigation expanded beyond just our jurisdictional boundaries, we sought assistance from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Maryland, federal partners from Homeland Security and Investigations, Maryland State Police Department, and the Prince George's County Office of State's Attorney. Criminals do not adhere to jurisdictional boundaries, and law enforcement must navigate this seamlessly. When local, state, and federal agencies work together with our prosecutors and U.S. attorneys, we demonstrate how far our reach can extend when individuals threaten businesses, communities, and our safety. This investigation is not over. We continue to follow the evidence, pursue additional suspects, and work with our state and federal partners to hold.
That is congratulations to your cousin, DMV Scorpion. That is a big That is big. That's huge. What a wonderful position. So tell her that BougieGang says, congratulations, sis. Congratulations. And I'm going to just put this out there. I wish that Maryland, I know, there is a portal where we can go look at stuff, but baby, if they would put those documents online, oh my God. Can you talk to your cousin and tell her that a blogger friend that you know from the internet would just love it? Like when, for instance, Wendy Osefo, we couldn't get the documents. If they would just add that enhancement to the system, it would just make it so much more seamless and open, a free flow of information for us folks out here. We would just love to have that. So just, put in a word for us out here on the crime news streets. If they could lead the way with allowing that enhancement to the system, that would be awesome. Okay. Closed mouth does not get fed. So I'm going to just go ahead and put it out there.
Hold those responsible accountable. The businesses in Prince George's County and throughout the region, I do want you to know that we hear your concerns.
We want those documents.
Organized retail theft not only hurts your bottom line, it affects your employees, your customers, our neighborhoods, and the overall safety of our communities. We'll continue to pursue the individuals who engage in criminal activity, regardless of where they operate or where they believe they can hide. Jurisdictional boundaries will not protect criminals from accountability. This investigation is a strong example of what can happen when law enforcement agencies put those boundaries aside and share information, work together, and remain committed to protecting the communities we serve. Thank you to all the law enforcement and prosecutorial partners, and most importantly, thank you to the men and women of the Prince George's County Police Department who protect this community every day. We continue to follow the evidence and make additional arrests, and when necessary, we will take these individuals into custody wherever they are to protect our communities. I want to recognize and personally thank our retailers and their loss prevention agents who assisted us in this case, the United States Attorney's Office for Maryland, particularly U.S. Attorney Kelly Hayes, First Assistant U.S. Attorney Jason Medinger, Chief Gerald Collins, AUSA Don Williams. From the Prince George's County Police State's Attorney's Office, I want to thank State's Attorney Tara Jackson, AUSA Timothy Hatfield. For our law enforcement partners, the Office of Homeland Security, Arlington County Police, partners at Maryland State Police, Metropolitan Police Department. Lead investigator Bowles, thank you for the hard work and diligence in linking this case and linking all these individuals. You did a great job. Sergeant Wheeler, thank you for your work and dedication to this. Countless hours were put in by the Prince George's County Retail Theft Unit to bring this case to fruition. I'd like to do a special recognition also to Corporal Cumberland of the Maryland State Police Department, who is instrumental in assisting us in this case. It's a prime example of what law enforcement can do when we work together to keep our community safe. And also, we're paying attention to everything in Prince George's County. We're not just isolating what crimes we're looking at. So we want to make our community safe, and a lot of that stems from looking at smaller things and making sure we're paying attention to them as this case, they turn into bigger things. So thank you very much, and I would like to introduce the Superintendent of the Maryland State Police Department, Michael Jackson.
Thanks, Chief. Good morning. I want to talk briefly about collaboration. It's great for me to be standing here at the Prince George's County Police Department's headquarters in the county that I was born and raised in, and a county that I've been very blessed to have served in a law enforcement capacity here. And this is just an extension of what I've been doing for a little while now. Collaboration is key to success. The Maryland State Police has excellent working relationships with our federal partners, Homeland Security, U.S. Attorney's Office, and the like, Metropolitan Police Department, the Prince George's County Police Department, obviously, and our State's Attorney's Office here in the county. These are crimes that affect members of our communities and our businesses. Economic development strives from companies and businesses believing that they can prosper in a community without losses. It's our job to quash that. These are crimes that affect the quality of life. The criminal enterprise spans in our neighboring states, crossing jurisdictional boundaries. As a lead agency and coordinating agency in this state, we too can cross jurisdictional boundaries, and we will. We are here to be of service to our partners in all walks, whether federal, state, or local. We take these crimes seriously and share the concern for the future of our communities. Working together to gather intelligence and share resources is integral in our proactive fight against this type of organized crime. The work we do together impacts communities across state lines. I applaud our successful partnership and recognize the value of sharing our resources to ultimately protect the people who we are sworn to serve. Today is just another sign of us showing that collectively we will find those who are committing crime and harm in our communities. This is just another step toward us eradicating that type of business in our state and our county. Together, we're taking this proactive approach to positively impact Marylanders. Thank you all very much for being here, and we have much more good works to come. Yes.
We're now going to take a couple questions. John.
Yeah, just wondering, I guess first off, were there certain specific stores or merchandise that were targeted by these guys? And what are some of the, I guess, local stores around here that were hit by this crew as well?
So we're not going to get into each store, but know that they were clothing stores, electronics, hardware stores. There was a wide range of what these individuals stole. It wasn't limited to one retailer or another. We definitely looked at all the things they were involved in, and it was multi-spanning. Sir?
Chief, looking up these people as I've been sitting in the back of the room, they've been arrested multiple times, other jurisdictions. One of these guys up at the Moncler store.
They said Lululemon.
Eastern Shore.
Lululemon gets it bad.
Is this what these folks were doing for a living? I mean, arrested again. Just talk about who they are and what they're up to.
Yes, sir. This was their profession. This is what they do. They go out all day, every day, and steal from different merchants throughout the region, different states, and they resell these items. Sometimes they take orders for these items. You know, the span that they had, though we recovered $20,000 in merchandise, we believe they're responsible for hundreds of thousands of dollars in merchandise. And with the criminal histories that they have, this is why having an organized retail theft, they can link these cases and seek higher penalties and higher charges. I think it's unprecedented that the U.S. Attorney for the state of Maryland has gotten involved, and these are now federal charges for 3 of these individuals. So it's even a higher tier, sending a stronger message that we're not going to tolerate this.
So following up on that, they have been arrested multiple times, and yet they're out there doing that again. I think we've come through a period where property crimes weren't necessarily being prosecuted. What do you hope happens now?
And I'm hoping that this is taken very seriously, as it is. I know with the implementation of the federal charges, that sends a strong message, but also the higher tier charges that are fairly new to the state of Maryland sends a message as well. We're not going to tolerate it in the state, and we're not going to tolerate it in Prince George's County. We are watching, and we're going to continue to investigate and hold people accountable that are involved in these organized retail thefts.
Question for Sergeant Wheeler, possible Sergeant. You might, is part of the problem that a lot of merchants, businesses have been told, do not get involved if people come in your store, and employees can get in trouble if they try to stop someone from shoplifting or what have you, so that these people feel like they have free reign. It's an easy in, easy out. They're not going to be stopped. Is that part of the problem?
No, I don't think that's necessarily part of the problem. I think these individuals think that they can get away with these types of crimes and not be held accountable, and we are going to hold them accountable now.
But at the point of entry, the videos we've seen, they just seem to run amok, run right on that. Does that perpetuate?
Yeah, I think that the retailers are taking the right approach. If somebody's coming in to steal property, you don't want to put your employees at threat to engage with these individuals. You don't know what they have with them, what weapons. We do know in one of these cases, one of the people was confronted and that turned into an armed robbery. And they have been charged with that. So the retailers are doing what they're supposed to do. What we're trying to foster now is a better relationship with our retailers. They know that we're paying attention. We have a retail summit coming up in 2 days where we're going to actually work with the retailers, tell them exactly what we're doing and how they can better partner with us. But I do want to make it clear, without their cooperation and their loss prevention officers, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Is this like the first, I guess, thank you. Is this the first, I guess, arrest that the task force has made since it was initiated?
The task force has made many arrests since its initiation, but this is the first time we're charging organized retail theft at the magnitude that it is, and the first time we have multiple individuals involved and charged in this case.
Gotcha. I'm just curious, for DC police, I know that this was something that you guys saw a lot. You know, we saw all the videos of people coming in, especially in Georgetown. They were coming in and the smash and grabs. How much of an issue was it, I guess, in Prince George's County? Because we saw it at least more in DC, or we reported more in DC.
So we experienced it, but what I want to make clear is this is not the flash mob. Though they may have been involved in a couple of those on a smaller scale, this is not that. These are professional thieves that come in and target merchandise specifically and take it and resell it. So it's not what this wasn't stemming from a flash mob type incident. Okay. Yeah, ma'am.
I know you mentioned that. Hi. Whoa, sorry. I know you mentioned that you had, I believe, 6 people in custody. There are 5 more. Do you have a general idea of how big the scope of this ring is? If you think that there are more people out there?
Yeah, so we're not discounting that. We're still looking into it. And if it stems that more individuals are involved or take part in this, we'll hold them accountable and seek charges on them as well. I'll take 2 more.
Slightly less so.
Yes, sir.
And asked to ask you this. It was a year ago today that there's sort of this federalization of the DC police force happened downtown and all the influx of federal officers. What impact do you think that's had on crime in our area?
We have not seen the impact in Prince George's County where if the district bolstered up their law enforcement presence, we have not seen it push towards Prince George's County.
Yeah, I feel like boosters, back in the day, boosters used to be real quiet. You had to have a connect to connect. These dummies now got Instagram pages, so let them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to buy my stuff at the store. I'm not interested in what boosters have, so they can just let them do what they do. Let them do what they do and keep being silly, because these police officers have nothing better to do than what they do, which is their jobs: investigate, create processes, be ready, stay on the ready to come get you. And if they didn't know, they better ask somebody, because honey, that's it. That's all I got to say on the topic. If you're a booster and you want to frequent boosters, have fun with that, because all those text messages and phone calls and hookups and Instagram and TikTok. Back in the day, you buy something from a booster, they probably couldn't even track you. Now there's tracking, you asking for sizes, you putting in orders, you getting pictures. You know good and well that doesn't cost $200. You know good and well that costs $2,500 and someone just stole it from the mall. Okay, you know good and well what's getting ready to go down, and you know good and well what those prices are. So mess around with these people if you want to. Okay? Mess around with these people if you want to. They gonna make an example out of you. Okay? Anywho, and you say the snitches, girl, and the snitches. Okay? Stupid. Well, I wouldn't say they advertise, but they advertise. You know what I'm saying? I think they do. Facebook Marketplace, I heard, is a hotbed for stolen stuff. And I think there are people who may like say they're, I don't know. I don't know. I don't engage. I don't buy stuff off the internet like that. You know, I go to real e-commerce sites or specifically the brand that I'm dealing with, their e-commerce. I don't deal with like, you know, Barbara's Clothing Boutique. No offense to Barbara's Clothing Boutique, but if it's, you know what I'm saying, like it would have to just be a very specific set of circumstances. And you know what I'm saying? Like it would have to be legit, put it that way. Okay. You understand what I'm saying. You already know that there are some brands you can't buy. You know, you have to buy direct. Okay. There's no middleman. And if you're buying it from a middleman at a deep discount, it's either bootleg, it is not authentic, or it's stolen. All of the above. So, not Shirley's, girl. Shirley's Clothing Boutique, okay? All right, you guys, I'm not going to hold y'all. We are almost at the 2-hour mark. We'll get caught up on some more stuff tomorrow. I'm glad we had a chance to get together. Please make sure to hit the thumbs up for me. If you're new here, subscribe to this channel. Make sure to hype this video. I know it's Thursday and you guys have probably exhausted all of your hypes. My bad. But hype this video, like this video, subscribe to this channel. If you like to keep up on what's going on, you like to follow these cases, baby, this is one of the places. There's many places and this is one of them. So make sure to subscribe, hit the thumbs up for me. The support is very much appreciated. If you want to take it next level, hit the join button and become a member where we really get into it. I guess that's it. That's all. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all for joining me today. We had a good time. If you're just now coming in, hit the bar back and get into the whole thing. We did a update on your girl. Hold on a second. Girl. Your girl. She made it to jail, y'all. She made it to prison. Girl, Paashion Mhoon made it. She got a long bid. If you want to know all about it, go ahead and slide the bar back. But baby, she got a lot of time. And she ain't gonna have nobody to blame but herself. She won't be out till she's almost 50. She's 36 right now. Oh, the person who asked me about Stephanie Alexander. Oh. Farrah made some brownie. The person who asked me about Stephanie Alexander. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Is the person here who asked me about Stephanie Alexander the lady who was working on third shift? She came home and her husband, Alfred, had been out to the club and brought a young lady named Tyra home. Baby. I don't know if that person is here or not. Maybe they'll be on the replay. Hold on. Girl. Ma'am still looks pissed. Ma'am fell for the okie doke. Her husband was out. She's out at work. Her husband's cheating. She comes home from her shift, kills the lady in the house, and she ends up in jail. Well, let me stop saying jail. Prison, okay? And he's out here footloose and fancy free while ma'am is doing a bid for killing the lady that he brought home to her house. A mess. Anyway, somebody asked me about that. I feel like, I don't know, remember what date. Was that Monday? Somebody asked me about this Monday, but that's Stephanie Alexander. That is her North Carolina Department of Corrections photo. She has roughly about 3 or 4 more years left to do. Can you believe it? You come home from work. A woman is in your house that your husband invited home from the club. You get your pistol out, handle business, which really she could have just let her go because that was somebody's daughter. But you're so enraged. You go to shooting the lady and not your cheating ass husband who brought her to the house. And now you're sitting in prison. Okay. A mess, right? Okay. Anyway, but that's the updated picture of Stephanie Alexander. Somebody asked about her. Girl, jogged my complete memory. They were like, what about the lady that came home and shot a lady? And I was like, what? We were talking about that on Monday. So if you were in Monday's live towards the end, I think we talked about it. And I was like, what? And then we figured it out, what we were talking about. And, of course, I had to go get to looking. And there you go. Anyway, you guys, have a wonderful evening. I will see you guys later. Okay. Have a good evening. Make sure to subscribe. Set your notifications. Hit the damn thumbs up, please. Bye, guys. You know what? Because it was manslaughter. They charged her with second degree, and I wish I had been at the trial, but she took a plea deal for manslaughter. I mean, I guess her reasoning is I came in the house and there was someone there I didn't know with my husband. I don't know, but yeah, it was pled down to manslaughter. Let me look at this really quick. I think it's just plain old manslaughter. Just a second. Yep. Principal manslaughter. They gave her 7 years. She's out. Projected release date is 29. And she was convicted in 2024. I don't think she had a lot of time. She spent 1 day in jail. She had credit 1 day. She bonded out. When they arrested her, that was another thing with the family. She was arrested and she bonded out the next day. I think the thing is, she came home. She saw someone in her house she did not know. So I mean, I guess maybe they feel like it was a crime of passion. It wasn't necessarily an intentional murder. She didn't come home saying like, I'm going to kill that bitch. She came home, saw someone in her house, I guess was confronted with a lot at one moment, the husband bringing someone to the house and all of the things, and acted impulsively, I would imagine. But yeah, they gave her manslaughter. So, it's unfortunate. It's very sad for the family because I'm sure they're very disappointed. It's one of those wrong place, wrong time type of situations. It's very sad for the young lady who lost her life and had no idea that the man was married and that she was going to another woman's home. I would imagine that young lady would have never, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to let y'all go. Okay. See you later, guys.